Hello, angels. My name is Clara, and welcome to When the Moon Rises, a feminine podcast to share stories and tools to hopefully help other beautiful women in the world. Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to the third podcast of When the Moon Rises. Hello. As you can see, I'm in my apartment. I I really felt myself this need to just be sit down on the floor, and it felt like as I love to do every time. I really invite you to just take a moment just to take a deep breath and even grab something that makes you feel super nourished, maybe change your position. I actually enjoying a lot to be sit down in here. I will not change mine. Maybe a glass of water, some cup of tea, whatever it feels more nourishing. Hmm. And maybe just allow yourself just to ground a little bit. That sense that we are home, we are already at home. And how does it feels? I found myself this need to give myself a big hug today. Well, it's been such a week, my loves. Um, as you know, it's almost the new moon, so you're already vibrating this mother energy of Cancer, and this sign is it's such a beautiful sign where we connect with our needs, our roots, our unconditional love and acceptance for our fears, all our strength, our worries. And it is a home body sign. Wow, I really love this. Home body sign. It really invites us to come back to our bodies. And it's also interesting because this is we are almost in the beginning of the summer, although it already feels like it's already starting. And this time it is a time where we feel to connect with our families and our friends, because it's holidays, the start of the holidays, and the life is calling us to go outside. This is the expansions of the seasons now. So it really connects also with this feeling of joy. And this is where we might wonder. A lot of us a lot of us have been feeling this heart the heart blocked, and the throat. You know that strange allergies that come, the cranky voice. Yeah, we like to blame the seasons and the weather, and most of it actually connected with our emotions. So if we are not feeling quite joyful, if we are not feeling this call to be outside because we feel more sensible, more tender, we might feel really our heart a little bit less vibrant, more low energy, even more sad. And you might want to just grab your journal or just allow yourself as I talk to might navigate with whatever rises on you. And and even allow it to flow, to flow, because this is actually a water sign. And because it's a water sign, the more we flow with it, because the key word actually of this sign is feeling, the more we'll give ourselves permission to even let go and realize what are the seeds that we want to plant to this new circle. So I would like to take a little space here just for us to wonder a little about how I can be honest about how I have been feeling lately. And even, I don't know, put the hands on your heart center. It's just having a little bit space here. And what you can say to yourself, to your beautiful sweetheart, that it might feel super nourishing, super warm. And just allow to feel this warmth of your hands and your chest and your heart center, sending all this love into your heart. And maybe take one more deep breath. And as you slowly blink your eyes, look around, you might want to see if there's something around you that you like to rest your attention in, that it might feel a little nourishing. Like, I have my mama picture in there. It actually feels very nice. And my guru smiling in me. And this is actually exercise you can do anytime, anywhere. And so today we are exploring this idea of sensibility as a power. So now that we created this space to just let ourselves check in, and we might feel a little bit more lighter, because since the full moon will help us release, and then it's like our body recalibrating. So you might feel this drop up and down of energy, and actually you might actually feel more lighter right now. Not we don't feel all in the same way. And actually for me, this was a season that I actually felt first very disconnected. So I don't know if you can relate to this, but first I felt like, wow, I felt my heart so low beat, as if nothing was making it vibrate. And I was feeling super tender and crying almost every morning, and feeling dismotivated, and even asking myself what I'm doing here. I feel that I know that for a long time I felt like I was not belonging here, even though I try many times in here to actually um, make things sparkle my heart. And this is when we want to ask ourselves if we are forcing ourselves to be in the place because we need, or there is other mission behind that. When we come back to our roots, to our house, particularly in my situations, like coming back home and rooted down, and explore how does it feel to be here, because every time I was traveling and come back home, I feel like I want to go back and travel again, feel the expansions, meet amazing people, connect with others. And yeah, summer is so much about that. And right now we are a little bit stuck here, and we are not finding so much this expansion. And so it was actually making me feel a lot of pain, and a lot of themes pop up. First was remember me that year that I had the surgery and I needed to be longer at home, and I was missing so much Italy, my friends. And actually, when I recovered, was the first place I went, and actually, the universe sent me a completely different reality. But it was meant to be. It was a particularly time of the year where I learned so much that, yeah, I think it was really aligned to me to be on that little town, a little bit more isolated, and learn how I could sit with my emotions and to find healthy ways to overcome it. But right now, I kind of feel like the need to create different realities. So I kind of feel like, what about I create new memories here? Because for a long time, my house, it kind of remember me things from my past that I didn't like so much, and old memories, old parts of me. And I really need to accept that part of me unconditionally and send that part of me some love. So actually communicate even communicate to my loved ones and people around me how I was feeling was really important. It was beautiful to see how people's how much I changed, and how probably were actually I was different. Well, I don't think I am different. It might be awaken. I think it's more like awaken. Uh, right now, after being these ups and downs during this week, actually, even find myself very triggered in certain situations. And when it comes with intimacy and creating space to talk about my emotions, and it bring me some themes connected with relationships, definitely, like things from my past that I thought I already solved, but in reality, no. And it was a beautiful opportunity to me to talk about that, to find so much nourishing with my beloved one, and create spaces in here to actually both speak from the heart of how we are feeling, what we can possibly do. And actually, we have been sleeping on the floor, which is very interesting because I felt like I need to be close to earth. I really, really need to be close to earth. And energetically, I feel so much better. No, definitely. Something I suggest you, because it is nice, because actually when we're close to earth, we're just releasing the energy. And when we have so much down below our beds, it kind of blocks the energy flow, so we might feel more tired. And it was even more interesting because before I had the intuition to do that, I didn't knew exactly what was the sign of this new moon. So it was something very interesting. So the more you are actually open to feel and to understand what are your needs, you can actually start to pay attention to what is happening inside of you, because this is always a reflection of the seasons, and we don't need to know so much about astrology to actually feel what is going on inside, because we are the mirror of these seasons now. So in these moments actually of self-honest, that we can be completely honest about how we are feeling inside, and what are the themes that pop up, and when we really root down and become embodied, because the embodiment is this, is the mind and the body, the soul connected. So we really have this bond, and we embody this courageous vulnerability. This is when we discover our inner power. Wow, this is really, really beautiful reality, because we are actually embracing what is arising. And then you might start to understand what actually you need to plant as an intention for a new season. So within this sensibility, within this vulnerability, you still find that courageous you to embrace it all. And it's so beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. So the key to healing the heart really is to feel, is to allow yourself to feel. That's it. So when you actually allow yourself to feel, you will see that that feeling that was within you all that time, it didn't mean to hurt you. So a lot of things I like to do is really dance with my sadness. When we let ourselves flow, we let ourselves move the energy within us. So when it comes to sadness, I realized this day, and I'm really grateful for it, was talking to my sadness and even journal. This is something, a powerful tool that you might want to explore. I was journal to my sadness, like, dear sadness, really thank you to help me remember what I am truly missing, and what are the things that truly sparkles my heart. Yeah, I think this was the most beautiful thing that my sadness taught me these days. And you might ask me how you overcome it. First, I really allow myself to feel. And I didn't put any mask. So even if I needed to cry in front of my beloved one, I did it. And it made me feel so much better. I actually let him knowing how I was feeling. And even acknowledge that it was not bad. I was feeling so much unconditional love for myself. So much power within that. I feel so much love to just allow that part of myself be sad. And the most beautiful thing that I found these days, well, it was my best week of creation. Oh wow, yeah. Like the most beautiful pieces of art, they were built based on emotions. If you look at all the beautiful art pieces, you will notice they were painted based on the rage or the sensibility of the sadness of all that people that painted. I don't remember the name of the person to paint. I'm so sorry. Artist of that artist. I have a lot. Yeah. So if you actually if we actually suppress emotions and not channel them, we are suppressing beautiful inner power and a beautiful power of creation. Wow. And in reality, I would like to ask you, first about the rage. Do you welcome it or do you bury it? Do you fear it or do you accept it? Do you feel shame of yourself or others? How often you truly feel safe to express it? Because when I ask myself these questions, I found myself like in a circle. First, I feel sad, and if I suppress it or someone takes that space for me to do it, I think now I am the one responsible to create it, and I do want it. So if someone is trying to not to take this space for me, I will always try to go for a walk or find a space to where I can just be. And this space right now, it can be your place, my love. And it feels really good, no? Because sometimes even in our relationships, it's something that we really need to explore. Is there space to express? I practice very powerful that I've been doing these days, even with my boyfriend, is to allow ourselves to feel in front of each other. So I often like to ask him, do you feel rage? Like, just grab that pillow, or how you want to just pull it out. And many people have this difficulty because they think that is bad. And for a long time, I was working within myself to be in the presence of someone with rage, because it triggered parts of me, parts of my past where I was in an abusive relationship. So every time I was seeing someone in deep rage, it was making me and breathe very, very hardly, and I was really being super scared. And I even feel now my voice shaking. See, our body really reacts to these memories. And so I needed to explore how I could be self within my body, even talk about these parts of myself from my past, and how I can create space in a relationship to actually channel it in a positive way. It could feel so empowering, because we often feel disempowered when we are not just allowed to be. So I like to say how we can channel it today. So even coming into this world, and I've been having these runs with him, and it is really nice to experience to be in other people's world, because we often want to put others living our life, and this is not meant to be. So experiencing seeing how he's channeled, it was very, very, very nice. And it's been super healing to create that space, and space of co-relation. Co-regulation, it means that we are allowed to express emotions in front of each other, and then create a moment to correlate. It might be intuitive. You can see, it can be even with your little kids or with the people around you, and you just allow them to unblock their emotions, and then just place of co-regulation would be, for example, a hug, or putting the hands on the chest, in one in your heart, and other hand in the heart of the other person. This is also super beautiful. I personally like to do it in a place where we can be sit down on the floor, because I'm an earth person. I really like to be close, and I feel like everything is channeled in a different way. Even, when we like to just move around the floor and it makes us feel super safe and more stable, like earth, it's really holding us, and it actually made me feel more supported. And so all these themes, my love, it could be very interesting to you to explore and do it this season. How I can nourish my relationships, what are the intentions I want to plant regarding it, um, how I can possibly nourish even myself even more, how I can create space to channel these emotions and transform it, channel it. Because, like I said, sadness is not a bad feeling. Frustration is not a bad feeling, not even rage. So when you allow to just scream, when you just press your hands and you feel it, all that rage coming in, and you put it out, not in others, but create a space with yourself where you can just channel it, you will feel much more lighter. Another topic that actually would like to invite you to explore is our body always tells the truth, no? So it might be interesting to always explore where your emotions are stored. So, for example, why not if you have, like I was saying in the beginning, the cranky voice, the pain on the chest, it might be something that you're holding on. So, for example, it might be the feeling that you were never listened, you were never seen, that you want to just scream and say whatever you were needing. The pain on the chest and the lungs. The lungs is a very typical place for sadness be stored. And the liver is a place, and actually, if you have problems in the liver, where our anger could be stored. So this is very strong emotions and can actually be a bomb of energy stored in the body. It needs to circulate, like I already said. So the body always finds a way to communicate. So the more you are aware of it, the more you're grounded, the more you will see what actually your body needs to feel more nourished. I like to say that a woman that is embodied, it's a woman that it is rooted, it is secure, it knows exactly what it needs, and it can become magnetic. Because when you are rooted, when you are firmly, then I know who I am, I know what I love, I know what I perceive, I love and accept whatever it rises. Our vibration is different. When we are vibrating love, we are open our hearts to accept wherever it comes, and that is a magnet for abundance. So because this season is actually very tuned in with the mother, I'm changing, just adjusting my position. If you would like to even take a nice nourishing break to just take a breath, you can do before we move. And as I was saying, the this mother sign, mother energy kind of bring us a lot also to the archetype of mother. So we are the givers. If you are about to menstruate, I actually challenge you to invert a little, meaning balancing the giving and receiving. And actually, is a nice time to practice asking, communicating your needs. You might need ask for some petting, a nice nourishing cuddle. Practicing receiving, and observe your body as you are receiving. For me, I really noticed these days that how much my heart was closed. I realized how much I was craving to create this space where I can give people this sense of belonging, that I actually realized that it was something I was also seeking, also there's something need. And accepting that part of me was actually very important to actually allow myself to position in a more nourishing way. Meaning, accept that this part of me needs that sense of belonging, and that part of me needs that love. So actually invest in myself, on a little sisterhood where I can also allow myself in practicing being seen, being held, being supported. Because I think if we don't create it for ourselves, how we can possibly attract that abundance into our lives? Because I felt that I was not attracting that abundance I need right now. And when I actually was honest about my needs, I think that was a turning point for me, really. So I would actually invite you right now for maybe close a little bit the eyes, because I have a lovely poem, lovely poem that I love for Nikita Gill, and I have a little text for a little reflection that I feel it is so super nourishing, beautiful to finish this poem. Okay, so just take a little break here again to take some nice nourishing breath. I will grab my little book. So actually I have so many in here that it is so beautiful. I would just say two little ones, okay? Because they are, I think that's so important for us actually to have a close here. So one it says, nobody can love you better than you love yourself. Nobody can forgive your flaws better than you can forgive yourself. Nobody can accept you better than you accept yourself. Just look inside, and all you will find, all the things you search for in other people's eyes. Beautiful. Wherever you might looking outside is always inside of you, my love. Remember that. And now I will say one more, because I think it could be a nice way for us to write down the intentions for this circle. So it goes like this. It calls Lessons I Learned About Growing Up. You see, today I found a note for my 7-year-old self. And it was like this. When I grow up, I just want to be a good human. And all I can think was, I really hope I haven't let her down. It's beautiful now. Actually, what I really challenge you to do it, and I feel like was super nice even for myself, was allow yourself to dream. It is summer, the energy is like, oh yeah, we feel a little bit more tender, and how we can find love, still love within ourselves, give a little bit compassion. Actually, if you can write yourself, I love letters, but if you can write yourself a love letter, it could be a good time, or even remember what was that dream for your youngest self. What was that dream that you really wanted to do, and how you can, what is the activity or yeah, little gesture that you can do these days to really honor this part of you and make it as a purpose. All our wombs are an inspiration many times, are become a purpose, can become a purpose to actually um, build a career based on that. And the things we actually suppress, the more we push it away, they are our mission. So actually set down the intentions. First, like I said, what you can possibly nourish more yourself, and maybe what is the things that you can actually do, so you can let this dream from your younger self become truth. Oh wow, this really can be a super nourishing way to sparkle the heart. I really love this idea. I think I will even dive deeper myself. And this time I would love to finish with a love note I found today also. I don't say the name of the author, but I will share because I think it's so beautiful. It says, fall in love with yourself. Settle down into the truth of your existence, that you matter. Make a commitment to self-empowerment. Be in relationship your self-worth. Don't make bids for love or attention in places where there is no genuine interest. Rather, go where you are joyfully acknowledged as you make a vow to cherish your deserving and precious life. That was super gorgeous. That is really my final invitation for you. It really explore the places or even in your heart that you can share that deep love, because I believe that you have so many talents and so many gifts to still give to this world. So again, if you have some dream or something inside of you calling, follow that intuition. And the one actually make you more uncomfortable and more scared, this is where you need to go. This is where you need to be. Oh, my loves, I am finished here for today. I hope you enjoyed this little time together. And as always, I'm inviting you to come and jump on my Embody and Woman group, where you can even ask questions, ask for some membership, so I can answer you in the pod, or even to have opportunity to meet each other once per month. I always organize a ceremony that is completely free, and then we can connect. I also have a beautiful, gorgeous program coming to this summer, where you can explore all these beautiful gifts that you have, find this sense of aliveness that you so well deserve, and is going to be part of my membership. Something me and my boyfriend with really working with so much love to create opportunity for all the women in the world claim their power, claim their existence and self-worth. And you can do it in your own pace and together with along other sisters. I am working so hard to really do it in time, but of course I'm always also nourishing and taking my own time and space. So as soon, I wanted to make it super special, so as soon as finished, I will share it all with you. I'm sending so much love. And of course, if you feel that in your heart, share this pod with someone you love. From my heart to yours. Namaste. I hope you have a lovely day.